And welcome to episode 495 of the Marked Out Wrestling Podcast, boys and girls. My name is Roddy Rob, and I am not your host tonight. I am absolutely not your host tonight. Who is your host? I will introduce in just one moment. I want to do a disclaimer, as this is our second week of quarantine during the coronavirus emergency that we were all going through. And I spent my evening with mimosas and marijuana. So forgive me as I drink a red stripe and allow Mr. Adam Baum to take over the show.
Thanks, Rody. I wondered how you were going to do that, if you were just going to steal the show now that the virus attacked, but I'm glad you acknowledged. I'm still hosting. And Bionic Brian is our third member to join us. What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's going on? I'm here sitting in my bubble, my plastic bubble, just trying to, be isolated from everything and everyone.
That's important because you have no one to take care of you.
Well, that's not true. That's not.
Oh, that's right. You have like 4 mothers.
I love Brian. What are you talking about? Brian's loved.
I got 4 mothers, 8 dads. We're good.
Yeah, you're like the Danny DeVito part of twins.
Got a lot of moms.
So, Rob, can you tell me who's joining us on the YouTube live chat board before we react to Dynamite?
I got to pay attention to these motherfuckers? Okay. Crispin.
I don't have a stream, so yeah, I can't see.
No, I got you. Crispin Way, Anaconda Vice, that asshole, he's here. Soji, always wrong. Evan Wright, G2 Entertainment. Who is he again? Is that Berto?
That's Berto.
Okay.
That's Berto.
Jason Sklenar, and Bang Bus on the board as well. I will do my best to read your comments. You know how much I love you guys. Go ahead, Adam.
Even when you try to pronounce it wrong, you still ended up pronouncing Sklenar right. So that's pretty good.
Sklenar.
Real quick, before we break it down, I know you're a little tipsy, Rob.
Very much.
But we talked about this a lot on Monday and off air. Just putting the talent out there made a huge difference, I thought, tonight with no crowd.
I will give my quick opinion here to go with yours. Yes, I thought that tonight they did the whole no audience thing like 145% better. I mean, really, just by adding a couple little nuggets in the ring, in the crowd to give some reaction. But here was the big thing, Adam. The big thing was, for me, the hard cam. Rather than having the hard cam facing empty seats on the other side of the ring, we had the hard cam tonight pointing right at the Titantrons.
That's a good point. Brian, what did you think of having the other wrestlers out there to kind of be the crowd?
No, that's been one of the things that everyone's been saying ever since WWE, for Raw and SmackDown, with having just nobody in the audience. It's a little strange. So having the wrestlers out there and even just making any kind of sound, like, and I like the fact that they kept the heels on one side, the baby faces, like they kept them separated, so it made sense storyline wise. But just on TV, it just played off better to have some background noise and not just noise from the inside the ring. It was awesome, really.
And I thought they played very well with it, like parts with the Colt Cabana saying he's there, Scout and Kip was, actually kind of in the match that was before it. The wrestlers clamoring for Cody's t-shirt. I thought there were a lot of little fun parts where they did, Rob, things like the Byron Saxton Stone Cold bit, but they just did them way better and more frequent.
And not just that, but also you had to know that going into a situation like this that they were going to have the advantage, right? I mean, they are based on ring talent, and these guys put on a great ring show where we look at Mania and we're like, I don't want to watch half of these matches.
Not only that, but it's going to be 2 days, Rob.
Is it going to be? I didn't know that.
2 days.
We'll talk about that probably later in final thoughts, Brian. But yeah, save that for sure.
Yeah.
So real quick, what we normally do is say who won Wednesday, but NXT offered us a recap tonight, so we'll just go ahead and crown AEW the winner right now.
You want to hit some board before we jump into it?
Yeah, what's the board saying?
Evan Wright, it is time to finally give Tony Khan his credit and stop people from calling him a monkey mark. Come on, man. Yeah, absolutely. Fucking who's calling him a monkey mark? That's okay.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. What the fuck did I see for the NXT highlights? Probably the worst out of the 3 WWE shows. The end of wrestling shows makes a show good or bad. AEW dick sucking will begin now. Yeah. Let's see here. Going down. Rob, shut up. Hard cam was huge.
You almost read something bad. I don't even know what it is.
I think Vince started this virus to ensure he would be the only game in town. I don't think so. I think they proved their weight tonight. After tonight, I need to see more of MJF and Spears. Them betting on matches was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, that was one of those little side things that was great all night, was having the two of them just, betting, having him pay off Butcher and Blade at one point. It was great.
Berto says, how can AEW do the little things better than WWE, who's been around for fucking ages? Correct. Evan Wright, AEW took a god-awful situation and made their show incredibly enjoyable. A very good escape from the news and real-life issues. That is fantastic. I would finish on that because that is so good. However, I have one more for you. 100% agree, Rob. I love how they constantly move the camera so the empty arena wasn't featured. And he meant Money Mark. Okay, I'm done.
Oh, Money Mark.
Oh, okay.
That makes
sense. There was a lot of stuff that went on. At the beginning, Cody comes out and says, I thought he was going to, break kayfabe for half a second. When he was talking about bringing three guys together, I'm like, is Jericho about to come out outside of kayfabe and then make a COVID announcement?
I thought that as well.
Okay, so I wasn't alone, and we didn't even watch together.
No, yeah, I was sitting there watching, and I said, babe, Cody just said three guys. Is he going to bring out Moxley and Jericho, and is it going to be like, hey, we're the three faces of the company that's going to show solidarity?
That's exactly what I thought, too. Those same two guys.
Yeah. Is it going to be that, or is somebody going to come out and they're all going to say, hey, we got the fucking COVID? I mean, seriously.
Yeah, I had no idea where he was going, and having it be dark with a spotlight, I'm like, is this chorus line auditions? What the fuck? The whole thing just didn't kind of make sense. Brian, did you think it was going to be something other than the Elite?
No. Honestly, I didn't think they were gonna kind of break kayfabe like you guys said and talk about the whole virus thing. I didn't think that. No, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. But I do like one thing that Jericho said towards the end. He kind of tied about the whole Corona thing. He tied in the whole how there's not supposed to be fans now. I just wanted to mention that just because.
Oh, because he decreed it.
Right. But no, I don't think that was. I forget what your original question was. I'm rambling.
Thank you. No, you're good. You're
awesome, Ryan. Thanks for that.
I'm glad you finally admit that.
So I didn't mind the whole thing. I definitely bought in, just like Rob, as something weird. Hangman Page came out, no talking. We're going to cover the Elite in the main event, so I don't want to spend too much time on here.
Yeah.
But next we go to MJF and Tony Schiavone, and we find out that him and Spears are going to be sitting there, ringside making bets. We got to talk about that. Let's go to the first match. Lucha Brothers versus Best Friends. Lots of stuff going on here, fellas. Orange Cassidy's asleep on commentary. They don't do a hug. They do an elbow bump. What did Chucky T? He dropped the D bomb. He said,
that was at the end.
"Oh, you're gonna punch him in the dick and take a victory." Okay.
So funny story. 20 minutes before that, I was sending my kids up to bed, and they were like, "No, Daddy, wrestling's on. We want to watch AEW." I'm like, oh, "Okay, fuck. You never want to watch that before." So we're watching it, and then 20 minutes later, I'm just like, "You punched him in the dick," and me and Kara are like, "No, okay, go to bed. Get your fucking ass to bed."
Bedtime.
I loved how MJF was yelling, "Let's go masked guys! Let's go masked guys!"
Right.
There was the crowd. If you could hear some of what they were saying, there was a lot of little moments and Easter eggs like that tonight, Brian. But this match was good, but it wasn't too good where they can't, one up themselves next week in the parking lot brawl. And you had the heels win dirty. So nobody has a problem with seeing this match again, especially with a new stipulation, right?
Go ahead, Brian.
No, I don't know. There's a lot of stipulation matches for next week.
Great commentary.
He's saving it for the All Elite Hour, Rob.
Yeah, my honest answer to your question was I was reading the board and I can't do more than one thing at a time.
No, I was reading something else too, so I wasn't.
Oh, what the fuck!
You made a good point. Whatever you said.
Yeah.
Can we move on to the fun shit? It was a good match.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was a good match, but my point mainly was, we're going to get a better one next week when they get the parking lot brawl. That's all.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
And
No. So I don't agree with that. Why do you say that?
Because you had a hooker crook here ending. You didn't settle anything. You had your normal Orange Cassidy type spot. There wasn't anything crazy out of the ordinary, really, Brian, except for that they didn't hug. They elbowed, whatever.
Elbow bumped.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. That's awesome. That's really you know what? Let me just say this: the what I'm excited about, why I think next week's going to be better, Brian, is because we haven't seen it from AEW yet, and from what we've seen so far, all the gimmicks, AEW is kind of better than WWE.
Well, and the whole thing of street fight being in a street, Brian.
It's got to be in a street or a parking lot.
Right.
I'm just saying, we haven't seen that yet. I think it's going to be exciting. I'm looking forward to it. Let's see here on the board. Jason Sklenar. Dark Triangle is a fucking waste of booking for Pac. We'll get there, I guess. AEW wrestlers are used to wrestling in front of 10 people. That's why they're good at a show.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
No.
Who said that?
Oh, I don't know, but I'm giving him a... This is Roderick Strong, and I approve this message. Yeah, that happened.
You don't know who said it? You're giving him a Roddy, and you don't know who said it?
Who said it? Shit, where'd it go?
That's very reckless, Rob.
Oh, it was Berto. Fuck. Okay,
No,
Berto.
Okay, good job, Berto.
Soji, I like they did they did break kayfabe, and when Omega said kick up the pyros and start dynamite, okay, whatever, cool. That elbow bump and Bryce saying don't hug was a really small thing, but I think would have helped ease people's minds on the virus. Chuck Taylor is awful, just awful, and it kind of vice Rob being the only face tonight is giving me a headache. Berto, are they doing blood and guts next week in Daly's place?
Yes.
Yes. Soji, I honestly feel the flow didn't feel you mean? Feel like I was watching no audience. Yeah, okay, whatever. It was good. Yeah, that's it. Move on.
Yeah, you can filter them like you always tell me.
Nah, I should.
But I'm very impressed how much you said.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, you gave the board a lot of love there. That's like more than you've given them all year.
I just feel like I have to, and I don't like that feeling. Go ahead.
He's hammered. He's hammered.
Oh, yeah. That's it. I forgot.
I am not sober. No.
Most people went for food. Rob went to the liquor.
I worked from 7:30 to fucking 7 tonight. I'm fucking drinking it up. Go ahead.
The women's four-way. We have Penelope Ford, and unless I'm wrong, this at least was her Dynamite debut, right, Brian?
Penelope, yeah, for her singles, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and then you have Riho, who really has been, she was in one match, but this is her second since losing the title. Sheeta and Chris Statlander. There was one point in the match. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. I want to go right fucking at it. Penelope Ford and Chris Statlander. Somebody's not home on what looked to be a arm drag type of scenario, and Penelope Ford's left hanging and just falls and looks like a dummy.
Yeah, it's tough when things like that happen, and then you still, like, when you don't make contact, then you still sell the move. I mean, it's either don't sell it or just fucking try to cover up somehow.
Gravity, she had to sell it a little, but then Chris, Penelope looked like, I'm just going to sell it as I missed. But then Chris is like, I'm going to pull a Jinder Mahal and fall.
Yeah, right. It's just, it looks bad. So just, hopefully they'll learn from it and try to find another way to cover up if anything like that ever happens again. But shit happens.
Hey, Brian,
Rob, I had a question for you on this that I wrote down specific.
I had a great segue. Go ahead.
Oh, well, save it for Monday. Is this division so bad so that they could have protected Riho at the beginning as the champ?
I'm not going to lie. I didn't pay attention to this match at all. I watched the ending of it. I was like, oh, this is going to be bad. Hey, but Brian said a minute ago looking bad, and if you don't want to look bad, then you need to go to markedoutgear.com and find some cool gear inspired by us here at Marked Out Wrestling Podcast, maybe the Signature Series or one of our original concepts. Your promo code Marked Out, all one word, you're going to save 10% on your order, markedoutgear.com. Continue, Adam.
So one of those things, I don't know if you noticed since we just did our housekeeping, but they were doing housekeeping on Dynamite tonight, And then Chucky T almost had a fall, and they're like, "Oh wait, we got to go back to the match." And then later they're like, "Oh, we'll plug your book now, JR. Don't worry." I thought it was funny.
You would.
Anyway, Brian, Sheeta gets the win.
Hell yeah.
Sheeta is probably, my opinion, the best thing about the women's division on AEW right now. She's the only one who I haven't really seen her promo work, but that buys me into the match and tells a story inside the ropes.
Yeah, I wish they would have went with her instead of Riho as the first champion. But I'm glad that right now it seems like Nyla has a pretty strong contender in Hikaru. I really think that Hikaru could be the next champion.
And Rob, since I know you don't pay attention, Hikaru is Sheeta's first name.
Oh, I did
Yes.
not. I did not know that. I did not.
Hikaru and Sheeta are in fact the same woman.
Adam, I have a reference on the board that you'll get, but Brian will not.
Oh, okay. So it's Star Wars related.
No. Close though. Close. Soji.
Lord of the Rings.
Soji says, "I'd buy that for $1." You don't get that either.
My dad used to always say it.
Oh,
but,
dude, it's from fucking RoboCop. Come on, dude.
Oh, my dad used to always say it. I think it's from my dad.
God.
I was 10 when RoboCop came out.
Hey, did you ever see that video of RoboCop when he shoots all the dicks?
I have not, but thank you
I'll
for
have to
that.
send it to you. It's great.
We're all about dicks tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it's a weird day, you know?
It is.
Speaking of dicks, here's a good segue. Does the board want to say anything about the women before we move on?
We had that. Well, I'd buy that for $1. That was a quote for Ford, says Soji. The minute Ford hit the ring, I forgot there was even a match. Evan Wright says Ford is still a little green, still very early in her wrestling career. RoboCop throwback, yes, Jason. Ford ass is hot fire. Ford's ass is hot fire. And I was.
What are you talking about? She had no ass.
There you go. I was surprised they didn't have Big Swole and Britt tonight with what happened last week. I agree. That was a kind of a miss, wasn't it?
Or at least have them be part of the four-way or whatever match you're putting on with the women. But then again, I wondered about some people like, obviously we knew why Nick's not there. But like, why wasn't Scorpio Sky there? Or some people just like, hey, I don't want to come in. I'm going to quarantine myself.
Yeah, that's probably a true thing. And you got to think about somebody like Big Swole, who has a fairly newborn child. I mean, she's not that old, I don't think. I think maybe 2 at the oldest. She's probably saying, no, I need to stay home with my child right now.
Right, and maybe the other one stayed home with her baby because they had a tape match.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Oh, that's it, baby.
Hey, Rob, I'm wondering, is Penelope Ford, is she related to Montez Ford in any way?
No, that's an absolute no.
Is she related to Alexis Ford?
Still no. Still not a no.
What about Harrison Ford?
Maybe Harrison Ford. Yeah, Woodrow.
Yeah,
Woodlow.
What about a fjord?
A fjord? How about a fjord?
What?
You don't know what a fjord is?
No. What's a fjord?
No. Oh, Google it. FJORD.
Why can't you just tell me? It's a radio show. Come on, tell me.
More fun.
No, it's more fun for you to Google it.
So we go. This I want to make sure is important. I want to make sure everybody pays attention to one of these things because you might have missed it. So Kip gets involved with Colt at the end as Colt's being interviewed by Shivani. One of the things Colt says, I really like this women's division. It's pretty good. He goes, no one bites here. You guys catch that?
No, I did not.
That's funny.
No, I was reading a depressing Facebook post at that moment.
Oh. So, but yeah, obviously taking a shot at the Shayna Becky story angle.
Well, they also take a.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Let's get there.
I
What's
know
next?
you're fucking wad, Brian. I know it's been a while.
Gonna say,
you were gonna say
it. It's teasing it, Adam.
Yeah, you're teased. Obviously, I believe. What do you think about this, Brian? A Colt Kip Sabian type of feud.
It's a little weird for that to be his first feud in AEW.
Well, it's not his first. He came in with SCU and got 2 wins.
Nah, but that's not a feud. He had a few wins. I wouldn't say it's a feud. If this is like really his like first.
Okay, yeah, you're right. You're right. Semantics. You're right.
Semantics.
Right. I don't know. I mean, I don't hate it. At least it gives Kip something to do.
That was my thought.
Yeah.
Hey, Sklenar says Statlander has all the booty in the women's division. I want to put that out there.
Penelope Ford had like, she was Dana Brooke up top and Charlotte Flair down low.
Hey,
God.
Hey, calm your nerves.
Yeah,
dude,
what
her
a fucking
ass
idiot.
is fucking flat in that outfit tonight.
You're-
She did not have a good ass.
You're such
I
a
don't know who said that on the
you're
board.
such a catch. Oh my God! All right,
Adam, you don't have an ass either.
you are an ass.
What?
Yeah, you are an ass.
Yep. Asshole.
All right. All right. Anyway. So we see a Mox promo after this, and he says he's not cleared to enter.
What they call the
about
dude?
if he's sick, but he said he's injured, and the doctors won't clear him to enter. Did anyone think that was weird wording?
No, they had a phrase for like the do not enter team or do not enter code or list or what was it?
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay, it was do not enter. Okay, whatever. Thanks for that. Did I think it was weird that he didn't enter?
No. That instead they kept saying that he was medically not cleared and he was told he could not enter. Like just the way they worded it.
Nobody's fucking medically cleared right now to enter. I didn't.
He was able to get in the car easier than Jericho.
Yeah, I didn't find it weird or anything. I found it as being just a kind of a segment that really had no meaning to it.
Okay. I mean, the one thing I do want to say he alluded to, which later on they'll promote and say not, but he alluded to the possibility of blood and guts getting pushed back or not happening. But then later on in the show, they're like, oh, no, it's happening. So it was just weird. I don't know even why they mentioned it. Rob's favorite guy to be blown up, Butcher and Blade, taking on Jurassic Express. MJF in the middle of the match gives a little payoff to Butcher and Blade. Brian, the dynamics of the two teams. You have, two brutes on either side, and then you have kind of a more agile, quicker guy.
Mm-hmm.
I like the dynamics of these two teams in a working match kind of environment.
I definitely do. I mean, fucking, even just like, I don't know. I know they've kind of had their missteps in the past, Luchasaurus and the Butcher, but I don't know. Just these teams mesh well together, and especially, I really love Luchasaurus. I just love his moveset. There was a misstep I think tonight a little bit, but overall, I'm excited to see those two teams go at it again. I hope that they keep going at it.
Well, there was a little misstep in Luchasaurus, but
yeah.
Rob, these two teams seem different to me from all the other tag teams just because of their size kind of difference, where everybody else is kind of like two of the same people, it feels.
I mean, that's a great perspective. I mean, sure, fine, I'll give you that. I did like the match because, number one, Luchasaurus provides the entertainment factor, and then you have Butcher and Blade who provide the slow style, old form of wrestling where it's kind of some grapples and holds and shit like that. It's a good mesh of a couple different styles. For me, this match was, again, the hard cam comes in hard on this one, all pun intended. That we had these guys putting on a great entertaining match for us with some fun on the outside. So, I mean, the whatever the relevance is, I don't know. But as far as just the entertainment value, I thought it, well put together for what they were doing.
Yeah, and that's similar to what the Best Friends and Lucha Brothers did earlier.
Yeah, look, tonight is all about Hunter can watch this and go, or actually Vince can watch this and go, if we're going to do Mania, we need to take some pointers from this. This is much better than what they've given us at WWE. Much, much better.
I just think that, like, WWE will just be so stubborn that they're not going to change anything. Like, they'll see, hopefully someone there will watch tonight's episode of Dynamite and be like, oh, you know what? Having somebody, like, whether it's just wrestlers or someone in the audience to make some sort of noise or react to what's going on in the ring, it just makes the television product so much more. I don't know if WWE would actually change what they're doing because, again, they are just so set in their ways. I really don't think that they'll, especially now, like, if AEW already did it, it's not like if WWE does it, people are going to know that they're copying.
They got to have the talent.
But here's the other thing. If you're doing the 2-night thing, you could potentially put everybody that's not wrestling on night one, split them up just like you did tonight, heel and face on either sides, and then do it vice versa for the next night, Rob.
Yeah, well, wait. So you saying heel? Say it again. The what?
So if they're doing a 2-night Mania,
Okay.
everybody who's wrestling on night 2 will be spectators night 1, and vice versa. And then you split them heel and face, and there you go.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could do that. I honestly, I think it might be kind of cool if everybody's out there and they're called to the ring from their seat. I think that would be kind of interesting, honestly.
Price is Right style.
Well, just like, oh, you're up next, okay, and then there's no walking through.
That's funny.
They walk to the back. You watch them on camera walk to the back, and they go through a gorilla again. I love it. Go ahead, do that.
BJ Lawton, come on down.
Where am I at? Anyway, what's next?
So next up, we have. Well, this one's probably going to be a minute. Anything on the board on Jurassic Express and Butcher and Blade before we get into this?
Jason Sklenar says, I think that they slow played it and booked it right. Like if they get a mid-card championship, Jungle Boy could be a huge star because he's way over with the fans because his dad is Luke Perry. No, he didn't say that part.
But Darby's the same way. Darby could be a huge mid-card champ. Colt could be a guy who puts people over in the mid-card.
Oh, sure. What they're doing with Butcher is what they need to do with Rowan in WWE. Be drunk in the ring? I mean, I don't get that. Jesus. The only bad was, why are the Butcher and Blade made to lose so much and still hyped as the killers or whatever? Dude, again, you have to consider the fact that they are the benchmark here is AOP. Not AOP, but what's the one with Ron Simmons and
Doom?
APA, Acolyte, yes. The benchmark is APA here. Right. Is APA here. So APA hardly ever won. Yeah, they had a moment, but they hardly ever won. They would go down to the ring, beat the shit out of somebody. Most of the time, either they would lose or the match would just never even fucking start. So Butcher and Blade, again, they're heels, and they're following that kind of same bookmark. They don't need to win matches.
Well, also, I love the comparison there, Rob, and I hate that the word came out of my mouth to say that I love the comparison after something you said.
Oh.
But honestly, you say the APA was the Acolyte Protection Agency. They got paid. They didn't give a fuck if they won or lost. And I don't think that was just kayfabe. I think that was probably real. And I believe Butcher and Blade are the same way. They're kayfabe getting paid. They're not kayfabe getting paid. And they don't care. And they really don't need it. There's nothing wrong with when they lose here. There's no problem because it sets up also what you've got next week, which is Wardlow versus Luchasaurus.
Woodlawn.
Wigwam.
Warsaw.
If Luchasaurus loses tonight, there's no reason for him to fight Wigwam next week. None.
And it's a lumberjack match next week, we should mention.
Which I believe Rob said on Monday night, that is a great way. We got no audience. Let's put everybody out there as lumberjacks.
Yeah.
They can talk shit and do all sorts of stuff.
Right. What's next on the card?
All right. What are we? Jesus.
Well, I'm sorry. Was I pushing you along? I thought we'd close that topic out.
Wow.
We ended with a dead joke.
I was teasing for next week, but fine, Rob.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I fuck your segue up?
No, I had no segue.
Oh, yeah. Well, there you go.
So Evil Uno comes out saying about the Exalted One and causing, a stir, if you will. Daniels interrupts, and again, for half a second, I was like, is it Christopher Daniels? Because that jacket that Brody was wearing was very, styled just like Christopher Daniels.
I thought he was.
I don't know if I was just sipping the Kool-Aid, but
I thought he was going to say the biggest lie of them all, and then say that I am not the Exalted One, and then turn into it. That's I thought where he's going there.
Yeah, or turn. He kept looking like he was about to attack Kaz. Maybe his stance. Like I was like, is he revealing? And then Brody Lee comes out, and Brody Lee made damn sure. Unlike, we had the topic. Oh, is Vance Archer the client of Jake? Well, we know clearly Brody Lee said, I am the Exalted One. And you know what else he said? This, and I might have got not verbatim. He goes, "You're not the first out of touch old man to not believe in me," when he's talking to Christopher Daniels.
Right.
But you know who that's a shot at.
Obviously. Oh, he fucking shot right at Vince on that one. That was wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
And I love that. I mean, that's 2 shots fired here. One by Colt, one by Brody. There might have been more Easter eggs in the crowd of shit they were yelling. For all we know, Sean Spears could have said something. But they're definitely trying to make some waves. At some point, Rob, Vince and Hunter cannot ignore them.
Well, again, yes, you're right about that. But again, I think they can. I think they can absolutely ignore them. Where the show tonight was fantastic for what they had to deal with. And their shows have been getting better and better and better every week. Again, Vince said, "You're going to compete against my developmental. I'm going to get a TV contract for what was on my network for $10 a month. Now I'm getting a TV contract for millions of dollars. You can compete against them as hard as you want to because you're not competing with my main roster. You're only competing with them, and I'm making my money." So I don't think Vince and them and Hunter give 2 fucks, honestly. Why would they?
I mean, the lure of talent, yes, you could go that Matt and Chris are over the hill, but Moxley's not. He's maybe past his prime, but he's not over the hill. Spears is not. I mean, there's some other guys that they've taken, or they don't care.
Yeah, but again, we're wrestling fans, so if they have it split up on different nights, they're on Wednesday nights. Monday nights, we're still watching Raw. They're not losing anything. Their sponsors like, fuck, your number's the same. They're not any different than they were.
There's a great shirt that always makes you think of this called the Monday Night DVR shirt, but I can watch them both even if they are on the same night.
All right, exactly.
Or I got 2 TVs. I can watch them both. So either way.
So, you want to do the board real quick?
What's the board saying about Brody Lee?
First, Anaconda Vice is asking how long you guys doing the quarantine show for. I guess we can put that out.
Ask Kiera.
That's a good question. For our podcast listeners, obviously you don't know that we are not doing in studio together right now because we're quarantining, social distance, if you will. Yes, the wife is the one who made the biggest call here. She said, "Hey, for right now, for their safety and ours, let's just play it safe," and we're gonna do that. And at least another week, and we're gonna play it by ear. So hopefully,
we're all really concerned about Brian.
Yeah,
I'm actually concerned about you, man.
No, dude, the bionic hips. If you get a virus,
no,
shut down.
Viruses can't stick to metal.
And
you
also,
ever see fucking
they
Wolverine?
infect the machine parts of you.
Right, right.
Computer virus, Brian. The coronavirus is one thing. You're going to get the mutated COVID machine virus.
Nope, I cannot. That can't happen. My CPUs are too high.
It can't happen because we're not gathering. That's why.
Yes, in all seriousness, Adam has a family of 4. I have a family of 4. My 80-year-old grandfather, or not grandfather, 80-year-old father, lives a block.
Brian has 4 mothers.
Yeah, Brian has 4 mothers. So
8 dads.
So even if we think we'd be safe from it, we're keeping our distance so we don't infect each other to infect our family. And I would highly recommend all of you out there on the beach and fucking off, you start taking shit seriously. So,
you know who it is on the beach.
Who's
by
that?
the way?
Who?
It's all the kids that got spring break early.
Right.
I mean, that's why there's, I think, the crazy outbreak of millennials and some younger people. It's because some of them are just like, fuck it. And they went buck wild because they got off work, they got off school, they got off whatever.
No.
Yeah, they're all fucking each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're going to get AIDS and Corona. Jesus.
Right. Corona AIDS.
I'm sorry, on the board, I like that they're spreading out the talent. With Archer, Brody, and Hardy, they didn't end up where most fans believe they were going. We'll get back. We're going to touch on all that, I'm sure. If Daniel's...
Vance Archer's next, so yeah.
Lance Archer.
Yeah, if Vance Refrigeration. If Daniels is the exalted one, I'm cool with it. Because it's a great way for Daniels to still be featured without seeing his sloppy wrestling. Oh, yes, totally.
His BME is not a BME anymore.
Oh, shut up.
Hunter didn't care. Obviously, look at what happened in NXT tonight. The behind the scenes on this is that the WWE brass decided, hey, NXT talent, You don't have to come tonight. We don't want to expose you if there's possible exposures. We're gonna play it safe, try to get people tested before we move forward with those other things. See, Berto says, she said, "Fuck them dirty ass bums." I don't know where it comes from. Bionic One, we need you from Anaconda Vice. $6 million Adam Bomb, LOL. From Soji, Christopher Cycleather, Tampa Bay may have not got WrestleMania, but they are getting Tom Brady. Oh my God, what is going on in the world?
Did you know that Tom Brady is TV, Tampa Bay TV? Ooh.
I don't get it. Michigan guy wanted to go to Tampa. It's a little confusing. I mean, we get to see him here in Charlotte twice a year. Hopefully he has a shitty year and it proves that he was all a system guy. But
Tampa Tom Brady Bay.
Fucking 2020, man. 2020. Kobe and Cam Newton and Teddy Bridgewater and fucking Tom Brady and the coronavirus. What the fuck is going on, man? Crazy.
Cam Newton does not rank on that list.
No,
Sorry, sir.
Just in my world, all the crazy shit in my world. I'm sure I'm leaving some stuff out too, but I just kind of impeachment and fucking. I mean, just keep going down the list. What a fucking crazy year. Go ahead, next topic.
Oh yeah. You telling me there would be an impeachment, and now we're in a crisis and the election's going to be off. Whatever. Next up, we have. Real quick, Speed Brown.
Yeah.
Are we satisfied with that? It's Brody Lee as the Exalted One. 3 of us, just quick. I say yes.
Yes.
I say yes.
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
I'm excited to see.
I don't like his gear.
I don't like his jacket. I'm fine with his gear.
No, I like his jacket. I didn't like his pants. I thought his pants. I didn't like the baggy.
I thought it was a unitard with no sleeves.
It looked like an indie worker, like the pants, like the baggy pants. He looked like an early 2000s indie guy.
I'm with him.
He didn't look like you.
I never wore those pants, bro. I wore like tattered jeans, like Balls Mahoney. Yeah.
Somebody said Soji says Rivers is a cult as well. I saw a post on Facebook today that said the president says we shouldn't do groupings of more than 10 people. So Philip Rivers has to get rid of one of his kids. So
don't.
Yeah. There you go.
So we have, and I thought it was weird here again. We have a second consecutive Lance Archer, excuse me. I can't read my own handwriting, and I'm just fucking it up. The Murder Hawk promo that will follow this, I'm fine with. But him just sitting out there again when he hasn't really made an in-ring debut or a statement is weird. And the promo that Jake cut saying, "Cody, you're ignoring us. Now we're going to come after you." It's like, it's been 2 weeks, Jake. You haven't done anything. What do you mean you're coming after him? You've just been sitting there.
Are you hating on this?
What's he supposed to do?
Are you hating on this segment?
No. I'm hating on the fact that the words that Jake used here that you haven't noticed us. I like where he's going, but I guess maybe I'm playing a little petty town semantics, Rob.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Because I don't like that he didn't do anything. Now, flip-flop, Brian. Immediately when Jake is done talking, we get to see the Murder Hawk. And the Murder Hawk looks like Braun Strowman done right on the Hardy compound, killing a bunch of barnyard wrestlers.
Yeah, and chokeslamming the last guy on the hood of the car. I mean, that was a cool segment. I like.
Have you done that, Brian?
I've never been chokeslammed on a car. No, I've never been chokeslammed on a car. But I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with the whole Lance Archer.
Wait. The lack of enthusiasm for this segment is baffling. No. It's baffling. No, because Adam's like, "Well, did you like it?" And you're like, "Yeah, I didn't have a problem with it." This segment was fucking amazing. Are you kidding me? For a wrestling,
the Murder Hawk.
Even if they would have had fans in the stadium, the fact that you have Jake cut a promo, which by God, that man can still cut a fucking promo, right? He cuts a fucking hardcore promo in the arena. Then they cut out to this pre-tape segment where he's fucking this murderizing all these people in the ring. Even Kiera stopped making me fucking dinner. God damn it. Stop making me dinner so that she could watch us when she was like, "This is fucking awesome." And Kiera never watches AEW. Ever. She's like, "This is fucking amazing." This is
Well, I
great.
kind of said it. It was Braun Strowman done right. Like, I think they made him look really good and didn't do anything.
I wouldn't do the comparison. No, I think it brings your hype down. But I hear what you're saying. But just the fact that you have this guy go in there and have all, and you notice there's little things in this. Like there was no heroin, right? I know it was a pre-taped segment. I get that, but there's no heroin. Like all these guys out there waiting to get in, get their ass whooped, get in, get their ass whooped, get in, get their ass whooped, get in, get your ass whooped, whatever.
And you had the girl walking around round 4, round whatever.
It was vicious. It was well produced. It was dirty. It was gritty. I loved this segment. AEW. If I had to say what was their best part of the night, is this fucking segment.
Ooh, wow, best part of the night. I don't know about that either.
Absolutely.
I really liked it. But, I mean, Brian, one of the big things I liked most about this was we didn't have him come into the AEW and just go through a bunch of no-name jobbers or lower part of the talent pool. They just we'll knock it all out in a pre-tape segment with a bunch of no-names.
Right. They're showing that he's strong, and obviously most people are kind of aware of what he did pre AEW, but I like the fact that they're making him out to be a giant monster. And I know that we disagree on this, you and I, Adam, but I like the fact that he's just ringside with Jake and that they haven't done anything like of significance yet. I like that they're just still kind of watching everything, and I mean it's only a matter of time before they're gonna fucking attack somebody. It's probably gonna be Cody, but I like that they're biding their time.
Well, Brian, and I know it's Petty Town, but last week, like he said, like Caesar, we're gonna sneak up on you. Like Caesar, we're gonna sneak up on you. Here we are a week later. He's like, you haven't noticed us, so we're gonna come and get you. That was the only thing I disagreed with the promo because it wasn't staying consistent. Last week when he was throwing the Caesar references around, I was like, how's he gonna do this?
He addressed that in a promo though. He basically said it was just a respect thing. Hey, I was giving you all the respect, Caesar. Giving you the respect. So I think that we were just reading more into it originally than what it was. I think maybe it was just a call of respect that this is the dictator or the emperor of AEW. We're showing you the love.
Rob, you don't feel this is too much of a change of course in that little detail in 1 week?
What change of what course?
Just to say, oh, well, you're not paying attention to us. Now we're coming at you. I kept expecting, tell me if I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
But I kept expecting maybe nothing from either of them tonight because I expected it next week.
I think
when we have blood and guts.
I think if
they could really screw Cody.
Sure. You could have done without the video, which I thought the video was fucking amazing, as I have expressed. But you could.
Or that could have been all you saw.
But you could have done without that and just had them do their little promo there. I'm actually kind of okay with it right now. The philandering they had last week, where they just kind of just kind of trotted to the ring. I agree was still a bad debut moment. But now that I look at maybe the long game of it, Cody's going to go on and do his own thing. Cody's going to keep feuding with other people and continue to kind of ignore whatever this is, right, with Archer.
To that point, then why rush it and why do something 2 weeks in a row? Because I'm agreeing with you on that last part, Rob.
Right.
I'm if you take the week off but only show that video package, just show the Murder Hawk promo. That's all you got to show.
You need to fill time on a show that doesn't have any fans. You put together a segment for Archer to build his character as a fucking beast. And then if you want to have somebody cut a great promo, you fucking call in Jake the Snake Roberts. That's what happened.
But that's my point. Spread that shit out.
Okay. Well, I think tonight was okay. But
Brian, what's your final take on it? Then we'll go to the board.
Final take on the Lance Archer segment. I thought it was great, man. I had no problems with it. I love the fact that they're not doing these squash matches. They got all that done in a fucking couple minute segment during the episode of Dynamite. I'm all in, man.
That was easy. I like that too. So
board?
We are gonna have the main event next. Go to the board.
Soji, sorry, I hit my weed. Soji says I missed this segment because I was watching a press conference about the homeless and COVID. Yikes! Oh shit! Thanks for that. I got to check that out now. Anaconda Vice says, this segment was gold. Yes, Anaconda, God damn it. I do not like to agree with that motherfucker, but yeah, it was. Lance Archer was amazing in JPW. Sealer Stout says, hey, what's going on, bud?
Hey.
What are the odds Go Into happens in Vegas? Oh, Double or Nothing 2 happens in Vegas. What's the date for that?
I think it's like the end of May.
I'm going to tell you, and call me doom and gloom if you want to. I'm going to tell you, I think it will not. I think this little quarantine we're going through for a couple weeks, I think this is the long haul. I think we have not seen the worst of what's going on out there right now, and we're going to be locked up in our homes for a while. Again, doom and gloom. I hope I'm wrong. I really do. Is COVID transmittable through podcasts? It is now. And, yeah, that's it. Go ahead.
All right. So, real quick, before we get to the main event, the teases for next week, I told you about the Lumberjack match, Wigwam and Luchasaurus. We're going to have the parking lot between the Lucha Brothers and the Best Friends. And we got the 5-on-4 Blood and Guts match. Why is it 5-on-4 between the Circle and the Elite? Because there's no Nick. He is too injured to fly. I didn't know why they kept saying that either. I know I've been semantics all night. But that was, how are you too injured to fly? Like, they can just say he's not going to be cleared for the match. Why they kept saying about the fly? Is that picky?
A little picky.
All right, fine. All right. We also see Billy Gunn Jr. and Sr. watching from ringside. And Inner Circle.
His name is Austin.
Oh, okay. Austin Gunn. Kip and Austin Gunn. Circle and Elite. We're going to have a 6-man tag match to see who has the advantage for Blood and Guts. And right as the match is getting ready, we have Jericho come out for commentary. But since the crowd's not there, this is another one of those things, you know, like they should have done better.
Should have been
WWE should have done better. I should have said better. Sammy doing karaoke for Judas. What'd you guys think of that part?
Fucking fantastic.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, honestly, I was singing at the top of my lungs, so I didn't really hear it. But I did watch him pull his shirt up and sing, and I thought that was uncomfortable. But good for him for getting involved and making it a show.
And he got all the words right in the beginning, and then he pulled a Jody Carmen and just starts Judas in my it was so
thighs.
Funny. He really played it up. I thought he entertained the shit out of me. I definitely laughed.
I'm kind of surprised he didn't know all the words. Don't you think he should have known all the words?
No, he did know them all, but I think then he clearly went, "Oh, I'm gonna fuck it up here."
Yeah,
and then I'm gonna come back in the chorus.
I feel like he didn't know all of them.
Soji said it was great and that Jericho was God on commentary.
He was.
He was.
He was very enjoyable tonight.
Yes, he was.
So we find out, by the way, it's Ortiz, Santana, and Hager, and then we got Cody, Hangman, and Matt on the other side. Omega won't be cleared till the weekend, they say. So, by the way, we have Mox isn't cleared, Nick isn't cleared, Omega's not cleared. Another petty town for AEW's booking. They booked the same things, 2 overlapping in a night. At one point, we had, Santana and Mox wearing eye patches. You know, I mean, like, you got to pick a lane, guys.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
This match was what it was. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the fallout at the end.
Yeah.
We knew Inner Circle was going to get the advantage. It's going to play for the heels. But we find out where it's not going to be Dustin as the extra partner. Vanguard 1 flies to the ring. Find out Matt Hardy is going to join the team. He is going to debut at Blood and Guts. While Brian is excited about Lance Archer's debut while he just sat in the crowd, Matt Hardy is going to be debuting at Blood and Guts. Either one of you want to take that softball?
Yeah, well, I'm going to throw it like this. I thought it was ballsy of AEW tonight. Ballsy and correct. And the fact that they had not one, but 2 debuts and a highlight to a recent debut with a show with no audience. You have nobody having any commitment to watch because there's no audience. You lose kind of the flavor of the show. You decide, you know what? Without a pop, without the in-crowd, we're going to bring out the 2 guys that everybody has been counting down the days to show up. I thought it was fan-fucking-tastic and great TV.
Well, also, Brian, don't you think we first get introduced to Jake has a client, and then we've been knowing about the Exalted One and that Matt was getting released. So when you find out that the client is Lance Archer, and now you find out the Exalted One's Brody Lee, you're thinking, okay, that's cool. You don't think that there's another surprise still to come.
No, it's definitely surprising with, like you said, it being the show with no fucking audience. But I thought that it was like the perfect opportunity to have, especially Matt Hardy, because like the one thing that I noticed, I mean, that you heard was the whole, like you heard Vanguard 1 flying over top of the ring, like before he even came out. So all of a sudden you see fucking drone flying, and you're like, oh my god, he's here somewhere. And then they cut to him, and he's just up top, and fucking, it's quiet, and you hear his like piano entrance. I thought it's so unique that it just works perfect for his character. I loved it.
And you're reinventing Lance Archer with Jake. You're reinventing Brody Lee with the Dark Order. But Rob, he already reinvented himself. They're letting him just go back to what he did.
Are they? I mean, is he doing? Is he doing the Wyatt thing, or is he doing the what? What is he doing?
Dude, he's doing. I mean, he came out with Vanguard 1 and he did delete.
He's delete.
I'm sorry.
I mean, they did free the delete on all elite.
Forgive me. I completely thought you were talking about something else for a minute. I'm sorry. I'm drunk. My bad. Matt Hardy. No, I love the fact that he came back because I didn't know how they were gonna do it. I thought maybe, hey, I did it in TNA, I did it in WWE. Will I do it again in AEW? I thought that he might go for a whole different character, like a whole new Matt Hardy character, and I was actually pleasantly surprised that he's kind of sticking with the broken theme.
Yeah, the only one that I feel, and I know Brian agrees with me, that was ever even close to this was version 1. But Brian, there's no reason why he wouldn't go back to this. This was gangbusters 2 years ago.
Yeah, this was perfect. I mean, WWE definitely dropped the ball. They didn't fully embrace it. He had the gimmick when he was there, but it wasn't broken. What did they call it? They called it fucking not broken, but
woken.
No, they woken.
Thank you. Yeah. So they tweaked it a little bit, and it wasn't quite the same. It seems like he's going back directly to when him and when the Hardys were facing the Bucks in Ring of Honor. Like, it seems like he's going back to that.
So is he broken?
Hardy.
Is he broken?
Yeah.
He's broken. Can he use broken?
Broken is his, yeah.
Yeah.
WWE just wouldn't let him use it.
Woken.
Oh, okay.
Right.
They wanted to sell it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because, and his name is Matt Hardy, so he's never had to trademark that.
Sure.
The big thing that's also great here is I hope they do Matt right. And what I mean by that is he should not be near the title anytime.
No.
It should have been just like what they did with Fiend when he's come out. Just have Matt Hardy be in some weird feuds that are all about his crazy broken gimmick.
Yeah, and letting him do all the stuff that he's doing on YouTube, like with free the delete and all those episodes and stuff. Like, I feel like he can be just a giant asset to AEW and everything that they're kind of doing outside of Dynamite.
And he could be a fun guy to be, the antagonist of the Dark Order.
Yep.
Get somebody or get a group there. It sucks that his brother's out of rehab just in time to not do anything for Vince.
Yeah.
I feel bad he's going to be treated worse than Triple H after the Click incidents.
But it's called the Twist of Fury now. It's not the Twist of Fate, so there's that.
Oh, so now they let the trademark expire on it, so they're...
On the board, Soji says, what did Rob think when Excalibur talked about the AEW merch discount promo, and Jericho said, shut up? I thought it was funny. I love the Hardy. I love that Hardy isn't part of DO Dark Order. I was bent on that one. I know I could have dealt with it.
I don't think he needs it.
No, he doesn't. I think it was too obvious, honestly. G2 Entertainment, I thought the drone was a technical problem because AEW has had those weird sound problems before.
Okay. No, I don't think so.
You wouldn't. Soji, for an empty arena, it was a perfect way to debut Broken Hardy because all the focus was on him. Sure. I think Vince ruined Woken Hardy because he focused more on Bray and restricted match ideas. And finally, XL10, he owned Twist of Fate also. Great wording. Okay, go ahead there, guys.
Oh, so that's why they went to Twist of Fury, because he owns Twist of Fate.
Yeah.
That's
yeah, but apparently that's not that. Matt already came out and said that he said that he wouldn't stop Jeff from using Twist of Fate. Like he wouldn't impede his brother. Just saying.
All right. Wow.
saying.
Apparently Rob's just mad and wants to end this. We are getting near the hour mark, and we're getting near the end of the show. Guys, we got things left to do. We got the Marked Out Award, and we got Petty Town.
Can I do an honorable one here? Honorable mention?
Sure. The Street Profits weren't on, but
no, they weren't. But I want to do an I know we don't do LOLs on Wednesdays, but I want to do an LOL award. So my LOL award tonight was Jericho saying, the Jericho? Fuck, who was it? I think Jericho said, Arn Anderson with his Waffle House menu. I fucking laughed. Yeah. I fell to the couch on that one. So
yeah,
it's pretty good.
He was like, you could tear it in half.
Yeah. So there you go. Go ahead, boss man.
Brian, do you want to do an LOL? I did
my LOL.
Earlier.
Yeah, my LOL was Jericho at the end. Like when they were showing the match highlights for the main event, all you heard was Jericho just making fun of everyone. Like you didn't hear the announcers talking about the match. All you heard was the highlights, and you heard Jericho just fucking cutting everyone down. I was giggling.
Yeah, it was a very fun show tonight.
It was.
I will give you that. So Marked Out moment, Brian. I'll let you kick it off.
My Marked Out moment was all of the wrestlers just as the audience. I thought it played off so well because like they probably had a lot of fun doing it themselves. Like when was the last time they had an opportunity to be in the audience and just act like an asshole, like to like a fucking like turned up to 11 with no crowd. They don't have to worry about anyone like fucking asking them questions, asking them for autographs or anything. They could just be free. I thought they enjoyed it so much, and it really did come across on the episode.
Yeah, MJF and Spears actually truly looked like they were having fun.
Yeah.
So I'll give you that one. Rob.
Yeah. Which one? What's the award now?
Marked Out.
You know what?
We only got 2 awards on Wednesday.
We're losing it. We're losing Rob.
My Marked Out was Matt Hardy. I mean, come on. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got. Matt Hardy.
All right.
It was awesome. I was like
Matt Hardy for Brody Lee. But part of my Mark Out being part of Brody Lee was that it wasn't Matt with the Dark Order. So they kind of go hand in hand. Petty Town. I'm gonna start. I've already wrote it to death, so I'll just say it and go to Rob. But Archer just hanging out ringside. He should have attacked. He should have done something, or he should have taken the week off and just shown the Murder Hawk promo.
Petty
Rob, what are you doing?
Brian, that's not me. It's Brian. Brian, what the fuck are you doing, man? Are you getting out of your car?
What am I doing?
Are you getting out of your car?
You get shit out of your car.
Oh, you're fine.
All we hear is bang.
I'm not the one doing it.
All we hear is banging and clanging and shit. All right.
Oh, really? I didn't know you could.
I actually have.
Rob,
and they can see it on the camera there, or they can't. My Petty Town is nothing. I thought that tonight, considering the circumstances involved, I thought that AEW did this exactly right. They did exactly the way they should have done it from the very beginning to the very end and every part in between. I thought there was nothing petty about tonight. I thought tonight was a masterful show.
All right. Is Cam Newton petty?
Yeah. No, it's not
petty.
No, it wasn't Cam's fault. I mean, they fucking forced it on him.
All right, you ready for the Teddy Bridgewater era?
You shutting your car door there, Brian?
No, what are you talking about?
I don't know.
Dude, we can hear everything.
You know what?
Doing.
No, I'm in the studio.
You know what? The Teddy Bridgewater thing. The thing with Cam was I like Cam, but he's always been a bad passer, and now he can't run like he used to. So if you're already a bad passer and now you can't even run, yeah, I'm kind of excited about somebody who can maybe throw the ball to receivers. Sorry.
That is the best analysis ever. All righty. Brian, what's your Petty Town?
Pettytown is that they didn't ask me to do the ring announcing. They had Brandy do it. That's pretty lazy. I mean,
Dude,
I'm only a car ride away.
Was that not funny at the beginning when the very first ring? What the fuck are you doing? Are you walking in your house? Am I gonna hear dogs barking in a minute? What the fuck is going on?
Rob, I think I figured it out. We are an alibi right now for whatever crimes he's committing. He's going to be like, I was on a podcast.
I was on a podcast.
Time.
You can see my picture.
I didn't kick that dog and break into that house in that car.
Yeah.
Wait. But was it
Guys,
not?
hang on.
What?
Hang on. I'm going to put you down for a second. Give me all of your money right now.
When Brandy did her first announcing, and like she's like, the next match is set for one fall, and then she kind of shrugged her shoulders, like, yeah, you know, fucking. What the fuck? Are you walking into the fucking Amityville house? What the fuck is going on?
How many doors? It sounds like there's 6 screen doors.
It's a labyrinth.
God damn, pal.
Jesus.
Anyway, shut it down, Rob. Do some plugs and let's get the fuck out of here, and then I'll kick it back to me.
All right.
Board saying anything?
Oh,
goodbye.
Jericho.
For their awards.
Jericho's saying I'm banning all AEW fans from events from now on was great. Bears got a former Super Bowl champ and Nick Foles. We're getting a chip getting that chip next year. Quarantine shows anything goes. Yeah, quarantine show anything goes, right? Brian is me and Adam not in the same room, and it's much more fun. Brian is counting his toilet paper rolls in the garage. He's been killing people on the street for fucking toilet paper.
I am.
I'm going to say this, and I'll throw it back to Adam. Monday night, I kind of give you the preach about taking shit serious. I'm not going to do that again. But I'm going to say one thing to you about what's going on in the world real quick. My grandfather, right? My grandfather, he's lucky enough to have a fucking cabin in the woods. So he's taking him and his wife to the fucking cabin in the woods. He is truly afraid about what's going on right now. My father is 80 years old. He's locking himself in his apartment. He's truly afraid of what's going on right now. And he's always been a very strong man who never believed the bullshit. I tell you those two things to tell you this. In the last 2 days, I have called both of those gentlemen probably more than I have in the past 6 months. And I say that to tell you that some of our older generation right now is your members of your family are probably scared. And even if they're not telling you, they're probably scared, because I know the two people in my life who have never been scared are scared right now. So pick up the fucking phone. Don't Facebook them. Don't fucking text them. Pick up the fucking phone. Call your grandfather. Call your grandmother. Call your great aunts. Call your mom, your dad, who might be, elevated age or whatever. Just call them and talk to them for 5 minutes a day. 5 minutes a day. Call your family. Talk to them, because they protected you their entire life. And right now, maybe they just need a warm sense of something from somebody they love. So just call them. I just want to say that. Adam, finish the wrestling show.
Yeah, I don't know where you were going with that, but I just want to give you, unless you're Jewish, that does not apply, because when I told my mom that she wasn't going to be able to fly to London, she said, fuck that, I'm still going. They only banned flights in Europe, and then a couple days later, of course, they said no to her flight. I've also told her,
don't kill the
sentiment. Are you going to do this? Are you going to do that? He says, I'm still planning to come visit there. I'm going to fly in May for my granddaughter's birthday, which now that's not going to happen either. So that gives you a little reason why I haven't called mine every day like Rob has, because I just end up fighting with mine.
Well, don't kill the sentiment with your selfish story. Go ahead.
You ran on at the end of a show with the sentiment that we got it. We got it. We got it Monday.
Story,
oh, wow, really?
Yes,
so
thank you for your story.
Me telling people to call their parents, I went too long?
Yeah, kind of.
Go ahead.
Brian even agreed with me, and Brian never agrees.
That's cool. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. Finish the show up. You're good.
Oh, now he's going to be pouty. And
I'm not pouty. I'm good.
I better close it out while I can. Brian, do you have any final thoughts before I close it down?
Final thoughts. I mean, this was a strange episode, but clearly, compared to what NXT has been doing, I feel like AEW is definitely the better show to watch. Now, it will be interesting to see what happens next Wednesday when NXT, I mean, they're probably going to have a show next week, I would imagine. So it'll be curious to see how NXT does next week against AEW. But I was a fan of it tonight.
Next week's Blood and Guts, Brian. I think they're going to do very well.
Yeah, so you figure NXT has to have something up their sleeve. I don't know.
Well, I mean, they didn't have the qualifying matches for TakeOver, which leads me to believe maybe they're just going to announce those other women participants, because there were supposed to be 2 qualifying matches tonight that didn't happen. And I thought they would, further the storyline of the North American title, or Velveteen and Cole would be official. But whatever.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting next week to see what they do, because TakeOver is going to be at the PC if they do it. And all points indicate that they will. But taking the night off tonight, like Rob said, if they're going to keep them, if they took tonight off to keep them all optional and stay home from this thing, then why would they force them out in 2 weeks for TakeOver? Makes no sense. Am I wrong to think that?
No, you're good. This is your final thought. So you're right.
Yeah.
All righty. So he definitely is pouting. I'm not pouting.
I'm not pouting.
I missed that.
I know that you're a dick.
Face.
No, he checked out. You can tell he checked out.
Yeah, he muted himself and forgot. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll be back Monday with another quarantine edition, and probably next Wednesday. The Monday after that, we'll talk because it is supposed to be episode 500, which will be the go-home show on Raw for Mania.
We talked we might actually do a special show just for 500.
Yes. We
a drunk
release
show.
At least, a drunk show where it's not just Rob drunk.
Right.
Right. So,
okay.
Brian and I can participate as well, especially if we're all home. Just all drink at home in quarantine.
Fuck yeah.
In any event, tune in next time. Same smart time, same smart channel.
Wash your hands.
Wash them.
I'll catch you on the flip side.
MARKEDOUT Podcast is produced and edited by YouRecord Studios and is recorded live from Charlotte, North Carolina. Subscribe, follow, and listen to us live following WWE programming on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook Live. Download the podcast by following us at podbean.com or subscribe on iTunes and Apple Podcasts. While you're there, go ahead and give us an honest and fair review and rating. Finally, if you have enjoyed our product and would like to see us grow, please donate to us by visiting the donation link below our live video, or you can donate via Venmo and Cash App at the handle Ravepro. That's Ravepro.
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows, visit electronicmediacollective.com.